everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Kayla Rose Reads. My name is Kayla, obviously, and today I have a fall, autumn, whatever you call it, book recommendations video. So, as it is September, and depending on where you live, autumn, fall is just around the corner or is here. And fall is the perfect time to curl up with an amazing book, And so I figured that I would show you guys some books that I hand selected for recommendations for you guys. Some of them are spooky, scary, some are thrillers, and some of them take place in the fall, and you just get the full experience if you read them during the fall. So without further ado, let's get into this video and dive deep into these books right now. So the first fall autumn book recommendation is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but this story takes place in Victorian era England. I don't really know if it's in the fall or anything, but it is literally the perfect book to read in these months. So it follows the story of Audrey Rose, who is groomed to be a perfect lady in this Victorian society to become a future wife someday. But she ain't about that life. She loves forensics. That's right. So she studies under her uncle, and her paths cross with this other apprentice named Mr. Cresswell. And together they form an unlikely friendship, and she continues to study forensics under her uncle in secret because in society, ladies can't do that. And so Jack the Ripper strikes, and she wants to figure out who it is. And some sketchy stuff is happening around her house with her family, and she just wants to uncover the truth. So you follow her on a creepy adventure that takes place mostly at night in cemeteries. And this story has a major plot twist and is so good. I cannot even recommend it. It is so creepy, so spooky, and it is a thriller. So this is definitely a perfect book to read in the fall. So the next one is a spooky thriller, and it is The Wood by Chelsea Babulski. And this follows Winter, and her father is the guardian, or was, of the woods. And where she lived, the woods are not just this nice, family-friendly neighborhood woods, go there for deer watching. No. The woods are poisonous. Like, the trees literally will kill you. Their leaves are inky black, and there are vile creatures and portals everywhere. Like, the woods in this story is literally a terrifying place. And when her father mysteriously disappears, Winter has no choice but to take up and be the guardian to keep travelers and people coming by out of the woods, because somebody's got to protect the world. And some sketchy stuff happens, and she has to try to figure everything out as the world is crumbling around her. So the creep and fear factor in this is insane. Like, literally the cover is an autumn leaf falling with blood dripping down, and it says, "Do not travel from the paths, do not linger after dark, do not ignore the calling." Like, this sounds like such a spooky book, and I'm so excited. I have not read this yet, but from what I've read, the synopsis and everything, this sounds like the perfect book to read in fall. The next one either takes place in fall or spring, but it's called One Was Lost by Natalie D. Richards, and she's the author of The 6 Months Later and Gone Too Far. If you know those books, that's who she is. And this book I read my freshman year during Marching Band season, so in the fall, and it is a thriller. So it follows this girl named Sarah, and she goes on a trip hiking and camping with her school. But a freak accident happens, some weather hits, and everybody gets separated. And slowly, Sarah and the group that she finds herself in is slowly being hunted down. And they are left cryptic messages and are in danger. Something is trying to kill them, or someone. And so you follow their stories. They try to survive in the woods, One was lost. They're lost. They're trying to get back to civilization while trying to figure out who's killing them. Is it somebody in their group, somebody out of their group? And all this crap happens, and you don't know what's happening. And this book is a roller coaster. Every single page you just are going because you just need to know what happens next. It is scary. It is sketchy. There's kind of like a serial killer in this. Like, this is an amazing book to read right now. This Savage Song is by Victoria Schwab, and this follows the story of two people, and it takes place in a future America where the world is controlled by monsters. That's right. So it already has monsters and the creep sketchy factor that is perfect for fall books, but it takes place at the beginning of the school year and follows two kids of these two leaders in this city that's split in half. So I'm not going to tell you that much. I'm not going to tell you too much about the synopsis because I feel like this book is better going into not really knowing much because it shapes. But it follows the story of these two kids, their fates intertwined, and they have to deal with monsters. One of them may be a monster. Surprise. And a lot of sketchy stuff happens. There's danger, there's suspense, and it takes place during the fall. So when you read this, and it is actually that time of the year, it really completes the ambiance of this book. Okay, so this next book is called The Assassin's Game by Kirsty McKay, and this takes place at an isolated boarding school. Creep factor, very high. And there is a illustrious secret society of students in this, and they play the Assassin's Game. So it is led by one person, but nobody knows who it is, and they basically can't coordinate it. And essentially, when the lights turn out and night hits, this game of ultimate hide and seek with pranks happens. And the killer goes out and tries to basically find and get the students who are playing this game. Now, Kate gets involved in this, and she just wants to figure out who the killer is because crap goes down and shit gets serious. And so this is an extremely creepy book So this is an extremely creepy book following a messed up game at an isolated creepy boarding school. And honestly, this seems like the perfect book to read in these months, especially in October, close to Halloween, because it's like a survival story, like Kate trying to figure out who the killer is before, somebody obviously dies because a really bad accident happens. And it's about secret society in a creepy boarding school, and how much better could this get, honestly? Okay, I feel like I was yelling really loud. I'm sorry if your ears hurt. Okay. And the last recommendation for fall books for this video is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. So this follows Nora and Patch. And Nora is just an ordinary student who is just trying to scrape by, get to the end, go to college type of deal. She's just trying to live her life. And she goes to school and somehow stumbles in the path of Patch, who is this mysterious guy in her biology class. Now, some weird sketchy stuff starts happening to her. It gets pretty messed up and scary pretty fast. And so all these traumatic things are just randomly happening to her, and somehow she thinks Patch is the center of it. And so you follow her story as she tries to figure out who Patch is, what's he doing, because it kind of seems like he's like in his own little society, like there's something sketchy happening in her town. And the ending to this is so spooky because it involves a school at night with a wild goose chase. Like, this book is amazing. It's perfect to read in the fall because it definitely gives you that. There's some tension, there's romance, it's a thriller, there's a lot of mystery and plot twists. So if you want something spooky but not terrifying to read in the fall, I would definitely recommend this book. Alright everybody, so that was my video for today. Remember to like and subscribe down below, hit the bell icon to be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any books you want me to check out or any book videos that you want me to film, definitely comment those down below. I see every comment and will most likely respond and, do that video. And so check out my bookstagram, my Instagram, kayla.rose_reads, and check out my other videos. And without further ado, bye guys!